Morning, students, and Jai Hind. So far, we have now gone through the entire chapter of the Islamic history and the last phase of the Islamic history, as I taught you about the development and the growth of the literature. The students, and we have seen that the literature, now the different and the vivid languages or the different kinds of the literary works were much abundant or the were available in the Islamic history or the Islamic territories. And we have seen that different kinds of the writings had been taken or moreover the caliphs now they made the efforts to translate the different languages or the works written in the different languages into the Arabic language, Persian to the Arabic, Arabic to the Persian, and from the Indians stories, those have been also translated from Sanskrit to the Arabic. Understand? So this kind of the endeavors or the efforts, no doubt, enrich the cultural heritage of Islamic world. Understand? And moreover, students, finally, we see that the history of Central Islamic land brings together the three important factors is here of this human civilization. The three factors, if we make the conclusion, understand? So these three factors where the sprang from the Islamic emergence of Islamic history. The first was the religion. Now we know that given the three civilization or the three aspects, important aspects, which should be marked as a as the result of or the as a consequences of the Islamic history. The first religion, second community, and third the politics. Understand? Religion, community, and the politics. The three aspects now emerged or sprang after the emergence of the Islam. Or no, moreover, here the three circles which merge appear as one in the 7th century. The three circles we can now demark this history or the emergence in the three part or the three circles. The first circles now which mark or includes that is the 7th century. In the 7th century appear the merge of the circles to be the appear in the first circles religion appear in the 7th century. Second, the next 5th century we can say the next 5th century circles separates towards the end of the our period. Influence of Islam over the state and the government is the minimal. We see that the influence of the Islam and the government. One thing is I want to say in the very simple word that as the Islamic government emerged in the different parts of the country, different parts of the territories in the Central Asia, understand? So now this influence of Islamic principles over the state was the minimal. It is the too less, or the this Islamic state was not influenced by the Shara and Sharia, and the Islamic state was not completely governed on the basis of the principles of the Islam. I have to say that the state in its own affairs and the enterprises remain aloof from the Islamic pure Islamic Shara and Sharia, because these rulers, Islamic rulers, they were ruling in the different environments and always try to keep away the Islamic injunctions or the Islamic principles away from the state affairs. The students, now we see that The politics involved many things which had no sanction in the religion. Now we see that the politics involved many things, many factors, but those factors had no those things had no any sanction within the Islamic state and within the Islamic religion. We can say within the religion, those in the religious circles or and the circles, there was no sanction of those elements which had been included in the statecrafts, Islamic statecrafts. Understand? So now here we can see that the circles of the religion and community overlap. So the circle of religion and the community overlapped. It was the crisscrossed. Understand? And the overlappings, overlapping the circles, religions, and the community overlap. The Muslims community was united in its observation. The whole Muslim community were no doubt unified on the basis of observance of the Sharia in their rituals. They observe unitedly observe the Sharia rituals and in their personal matters. It was no more governing itself now, or but it was defining its religious identity. So the Islamic induction and the Islamic beliefs could not be governing itself. Now they were the only defining the religious identity. So this religious community or the religious group, now only they defined the Quranic injunction and the Sharia. They could not be and they could not be the completely involved in the elements of the statecrafts of the statehood or the state enterprises. Understand? They could not. So that's why the only was the circuits of religion and community could have the separated was through a progressive secularization. So this the only way the circuits of the religion and community could have been separated. These religion and community could have been the separated through separated was through the progress and secularization of Muslim society, and this was only to be the separated from the religion and community by the one element, that was the elements of the secularization of the Muslim society, means the progressive thought of the Muslim society, and as well as the secularization of the Muslim society could now keep them and separate them from the religious bent and from the community inclination. Only these two elements could now separate them from their inclinations of the religion. Moreover, students, now here philosophers and the Sufis advocate. So we see the later on the Sufism and the other intellectual philosophers, or as well as the Sufi saints, and advocate this kinds of the secularization and the progressive ideas within the Islam. This was promoted by the Sufi saints and advocate this, suggesting the civil society should be made autonomous. Now the Sufis and the progressive Muslims and the intellectuals of the progressive thoughts, they promoted that suggested that the civil society should be made the autonomous. It means the civil society should have their own religious rights, own religious practices. They should be let free for that. And moreover, the rituals be replaced by private spiritual, or they now laid the emphasis that the rituals should be and made or replaced by the private spirituality, or in the private spirituality, this kind of the private spirituality was promoted, and it was made the progressive by the Sufi saints. Understand? Sufi saints, they were the quite progressive minded, and they opened the door for the all communities, all religious community, and the religious community, or they believed in the Allah, or they interpreted it, they started or interpreted or explained the Quranic injunction or the Quran according to their own experiences. Understand? The students now, or they believe in the ecstatic love and devotions to the Allah, to get the nearness and the closeness of the Allah by the devotion, or by the love and the devotion and the passion. Understand? Through that, this way they could reach to the near to the Allah. So this was a very progressive thought, or it was the beyond the confinement of the Quranic injunction or the Quranic orthodox circles. Understand? They were the progressive minded. Okay. So now, students, we can see that how in the Islamic culture or the Islam now emerged, and later on from the religion, then after Islam had Islamic people have the different community, or after that they divided into the different thoughts, or the different, or in the different sects. Understand? So now, students, here we are going to see that. So first of all, this is the last of your chapter, or end of your chapter. Now next, in the timeline we shall see that many timelines have been given, at the timelines have been provided you at the end of your just books, or now this chapter is finished. Understand? Or we from the exercise, there are certain questions, long nature questions and the short nature questions have been given. You will do in your copies, registered copy. Okay. And the next day, then other chapter we shall study, and the go for the study is that is the three orders. That is the three orders. So now here, students, I am talking, or starting, going to going to start the three orders. It means that I am talking the first order. Students, we shall is make our study on these three circles. Understand? The 3 points or the 3 groups now to emerged in the Islamic world. Sorry, no Islamic world. In the Christians world, we are going to study now in the European society. So we shall in this chapter. We shall start or the begin from the 3 social groups. We are going to study the 3 social groups. Understand? In the Christian society, 3 social groups emerge. Okay. The first, the priests, who are also called the clergy class. Second group, we are going to study about the nobility, and the third group, the peasants class, the cultivators. Understand? The students now, in the beginning, right from the beginning, the European society lists the 3 orders. The 3 orders means this is the social order. We are talking about the social order. First, the clergy, the priest. Understand? Or this clergy or the priest class had the strong hold. They have the very strong hold in the religious matters. Understand? Or we know that after the emergence of the Christianity, understand, in the whole of the Europe, Understand? Christianity became the dominant. Understand? Or this Christianity had the very much just Christianity is was the assimilated with the society. It was the very closed in the heart of the society, and you can say that the Christianity or the Christian clergy. So the as a emergence of the Christianity, understand the every village in the Europe or the in the every towns and cities of the Europe, the where the church were established. Understand? Or the main purpose of this clergy class, the all the clergy, bishop, archbishop, pearls, uh, pearls, understand? A bishop, archbishop, understand? And cardinals. These all work under the control of the Pope, and Pope had its center at the Rome. Understand? And from there, the Pope controlled the whole religious matters. And one thing I am going to say that now this class, the clergy class emerged, or the Christianity after the emergence of the Christianity, this became the and the large tracts of the land, understand, came under the control of these churches. Wherever the church was there, understand. So the large tracts and the church appointment of the officers, bishop and the officers within working within the churches, understand, they had been appointed by the Pope, understand, and it's had the own appointing authority. Okay, so and the appointing authority, and the church had established its authority or its own rules and the laws and own collection system, own tax collection system. Church had developed. Understand? So in this context, the church began to play the role as a state within the state. It is called that the church was what? The church was a state within the state. Okay, or here was the three things where slogan was that now the clergy pray, okay, or the nobility rule and the govern, and the peasants pay. This notion was prevalent in the whole of the Europe. So this clergy and the church was the very powerful in the European social system. First thing, understand, the clergy had their own courts, they were appointed by their own authorities, or they had, or the culprits or the accused, the religious, those who were the defiant and who were the dissent, they were now given the punishment by the church courts. It had the own judge, own courts, own law. So that is why and kings had no interfere in the affairs of the churches. So that's why the church was known. Church where this church or this was known that the Christianity, understand, or the Christianity was the state church where the state within the state. Understand? Here, second thing, the nobility. The now students now in the nobility, and the nobles emerged as the administrators. Or now as the king, there was no the state. Understand? The one man gradually became the king, and at the king now at a local level, the king required the help of the local heads and the local level chiefs. So that's why what happened? The king now resigned or decentralized the power in the hands of the local chiefs, and these local chiefs had the task to expand the territory of the king. So there was in the beginning there was a system, there was the anarchy rampant in the entire Christianity in the entire Europe, and these nobles were having their mutual fightings, and they were extending extending their land or their territory, and on after the establishing of the territory under their control, understand, these landlords now they appointed these landlords assigned these lands to the peasants and to the serfs and slaves. To the serfs, the serf had to be the work on the land of the nobles, and nobles say in this way the nobles now begin to maintain a small brigands, the horses, weapons, horses, and they used to administer in their principalities, in their small principalities. They begin to administer over that. They collected the tax, understand, or they now provided they had, or the king, and the moreover the king used to provide them or assign them the large tracts of the land, understand, or over those large tracts of the land, these nobles now taken under their control. These resources were taken by them, or then after the peasants had to be the work hard work, and the peasants were given a little share of the cultivations and the crops, and the major share of the crops were taken over by these nobles. But the nobles maintained maintain the horses, maintain their horse riders, and maintain the arms and ammunition. And whenever any wars happened, any wars went on, understand. So these all the nobles help the kings in the battlefield. So this second class had they were administrator. Nobles were administrator, having the large tracts of the land, understand, and they expressed their allegiance to the king. King assigned them the large tract of the land, and through the production of those lands, they maintained their small brigades of the army, small unit of the army, understand, and those army, and they had the right to the tax, impose the tax over the peasants, and the other kinds of the taxes they used to take, understand. The last categories we are going to see here, the peasants. The peasants had to be the work much. They had to perform the hard work, understand, hard work on the field of the nobles, and whatever they had the little tracts of the lands, they cultivated and the work, hard work, but they had to be pay the tax to the nobles. So a major part of their tax went in the coffers of the nobles, understand. So these periods are, apart from that, these two class were the privileged class in the whole Europe, the first state and the second states, and they collected the tax, understand, tax from the peasants, or peasants class had to lead a very hard life, a hard pressed life, understand, or maximum part of their productions now were taken away by the nobles and by the church. So in this way we see that we can see, so in this chapter we are going to study the three, I have written here the three orders. The three orders means the three social order we are going to study. The first state, the social order, the clergy, priest class, nobles class, or the peasants class. So did you understand these three class? How these three class work in the European society? What were the functions in the European society? First, students, the three orders. Now under this chapters, now we shall have to be the study about the socio-economic and political changes. Now three things: socio, socio means the social order. Economic resources. socio-economic, and third is the political. Political. The three class we are going to study: social orders, economic resources, who, what was the how the society was ordered. Understand? Or economic possession means the now the much resources were under the hands of the priest class and the noble class. Understand? And the politicals, and the political changes which now occurred in the Western Europe between the 9th to the 17th century, 16th century, 9th to the 16th century. Understand? A major changes occurred in the society, in the social formation, economic formation, or the politicals emergence and the political setup. A- for this century, after the fall of the Roman Empire, you have already studied, the Roman Empire continued for the many centuries, and after the decay and downfall of this Roman Empire, many groups of the German people, and I have already taught you, many groups of the German people from the Eastern or Central Europe, means these German peoples were tribes were called as the basically called as the Franks. Understand? So these tribes from the Germany, Eastern and Central Europe occupied the region of Italy, Spain, and the France. And these Frank, understand, they captured the Italians area, or Spain, or the some part of the Spain, or the France. Understand? So that is why the Frank tribals, who were the came from the North Germany or the Eastern Germany, they captured the France. Understand? But that's why France was before called as a Gaul, But as the Frank tribals captured it, in the name after this tribal, France was named as the France. Understand? So these tribals in the beginning they emerged and they captured the Spain, they captured the Italy, or the captured the France. Understand? In this three area they captured, and in the absence of any unifying political force, and the military conflict was frequent, and because one thing is was that there was no political order in this area. There was no any political order, no kingdoms, no monarchy system, no any system was there. That's why a situation of anarchy, a situation of the lawlessness, understand, was prevalent in this area. And and this situation of the absence of the any political institution and the ruler, that led a group conflict, a group conflict, a military conflict among these tribal groups. And they started for the acquiring the more and more lands, acquiring the more lands. So these groups in the mutual fighting involved, and they need to the gather resources to protect one's land become very important. And now they fought over the lands. Why? Because land, they needed the lands to be the acquired, understand, for the resources for their livelihood. So the this now for the protecting their lands was very important. So naturally they had to be the come under this conflict. Social organization was therefore centered on the uh, control of the land. Now the social organization. In this way, how the social organization emerged? Understand? People having the large tract of the land, people having the much resources, and people having the little resources. So this, on the basis of the resources, occupation of the resources, understand, of the calculation of the resources, the society began to be the organized. Those who were able, who had the ability to control the large tracts of the land, they became the very resourceful and the powerful. And those who had no capability, understand, so now they became the weaker in the society. And because they were deprived of the capturing the lands, and only the mighty people, only the mighty groups, they captured and acquired the vast tracts of the land, and they became the dominant in the new emerging social groups. Understand? And moreover, import social new control the lands, or its features were the derived both imperial Roman tradition or the main feature of this society which emerged derived from the traditions of the Rome and the German customs. Now the features of this new society and the social groups was from the Roman and the traditions and from the German customs. Christianity, the official religion of the Roman Empire. Christianity was the official religion of the Roman Empire. As long as Roman Empire now flourished, or the flourished and rested so long, the empire from the 4th century to survive the collapse of the Rome and their culture, the Christianity also survived even after the collapse of the Roman Empire, vast Roman Empire. Okay, Christianity survived, and the gradually spread to the central and northern Europe. So this Christianity, religious principles spread in the central and the northern Europe gradually, and the church also became a major landlords. Or in this, as the church expanded, established, so the vast tract of the lands began to become under the control of the church also. Understand? Church also control and the political power in the Europe, and as well as church also became one of the major political power in the Europe, because the church always challenged the kings, and kings could not got into the conflict with the Pope and with the church, because church had the very strong influence in the social groups or in the society. Church had its a very strong influence in that society. Okay, students. So today we shall do the, and the next day further I shall teach you. Okay, thank you.